I'm Norwegian Joe. Welcome to another video. It's been a long time, but that's okay. Today I read an article about a bear and I thought it was very interesting. Not only because it's about a bear, but because there's some interesting vocabulary and learning points in this article. Here we go. This is the article from Aftenposten, which is one of the main newspapers in Norway. Okay, our headline is Bjørn rusler rundt på Romerike. Forsker, syng hvis du møter den. A very interesting headline here. A bear, rusler, comes from the verb å rusle, and it means to walk around, to stroll, to just walk around aimlessly, basically, you know? So I could say, jeg rusler rundt I byen. I am walking around in town. I'm just simply like strolling around, you know? So Bjørn rusler rundt på Romerike. Romerike is the name of a traditional district close to Oslo that people refer to as Romerike.
Bunaden min fra Romerike. And this is what it looks like.
Forsker means a researcher. Syng hvis du møter den. Sing if you meet it. Syng is the imperative form of å synge. The rule of thumb here is that if you want to make something a command in the imperative form, just remove the E from the infinitive verb, and there you go. Syng hvis du møter den. Etter flere observasjoner av bjørn på Romerike, ber politiet folk om å være forsiktige, men sier det ikke noen grunn til å være redde. So after multiple observations of bear på Romerike, in Romerike, usually with places you would say I, but some places you say på. It kind of just depends. Ber politifolk om å være forsiktige. The police is asking people to be careful. Forsiktig means careful. And forsiktige is the plural form of forsiktig. So it all makes sense. Also, I want you to notice the way this sentence is affected by the fact that it starts with an incomplete dependent clause. You know what I mean? So, etter flere observasjoner av bjørn på Romerike, this part of the sentence is actually dependent on what follows next. So you couldn't just leave this on its own. And the rule for this is that after a dependent clause like this, instead of saying politiet ber folk om å være forsiktige, which would be the go-to word order in a complete standalone sentence, the verb and the subject, right? The subject switch places. Ber politiet instead of politiet ber. And then this sentence is actually even longer, and it continues with saying, men sier det ikke noen grunn til å være redde. But say det ikke noen grunn. That there isn't any reason, grunn is reason, til å være redde. There's no reason to, å være is to be afraid. So in this you see the same rule kind of apply, where instead of saying det ikke, it becomes det ikke because it follows a dependent clause. So police says there's no reason to be afraid. And here is the picture of the bear. Aww, if he was friendly, he looks so cuddly, but I know bears are really dangerous, so, you know. But here he is, it's very cute. I'm not going to read this entire article because it's like kind of long, but I'm going to summarize what it says. Jeg kjørte til trening klokken 6 I dag tidlig. Og da så jeg et dyr I veien noen 100 meter foran meg. I was driving to trening is like what we say for working out. So my exercise, my workout, klokken 6 at 6 o'clock I dag tidlig just means this morning. Da så jeg et dyr I veien. And then I saw an animal in the road noen 100 meter foran meg. So noen 100 meter would be a few hundred meters foran meg. Ahead or before me. Det var for lite til å være elg. Det, referring to the animal, which is an intetsigende word, hence det, as the way we refer to it. Det var for lite. It was too small til å være elg. To be a moose. Så jeg lurte på hva det var. So I was wondering what it was. Å lure means to wonder. this is what their source is saying to the newspaper, okay? Jeg kjørte litt nærmere, da reiste den seg på bakbena, forteller hun. I drove a little closer, nærmere, da reiste den seg på bakbena. Then it raised itself up, it stood up, basically. Å reise seg means to stand up. Å reise noe opp, to raise something up, would also be like a meaning or a way that we use that verb, å reise seg. So it could be to rise up, or it could be just to stand up. Så da reiste den seg på bakbena. On his hind legs, forteller hun. She says. Forteller is to tell, okay? Da rygget jeg forsiktig tilbake. Then I slowly backed up. Å rygge means to back up. So if you're in a car and you're backing up, then you rygger. Men hun rakk å ta bilde av Bjørn. But she... Å rekke is to reach. But it can also mean to manage to do something before it's too late. So, jeg rekker bussen means that I'm catching the bus. I'm not too late to the bus. I'm actually reaching the bus, okay? Men hun rakk å ta bilde av Bjørn. But she managed, within the time, to take a picture of the bear. This is also something that's like good to remember as a fixed expression. Å ta bilde means to take a picture. You could say å ta et bilde, to take a picture, but just the action of taking a photo would be å ta bilde. So this happens sometimes in Norwegian, where in English you would have to put an article before the word, but in Norwegian sometimes you don't really have to do that. So like å ta båt, to take a boat, you don't really have an article there. Or å kjøre bil, to drive a car. So å ta bilde follows that rule as well. So here's a map over bear observations last week. So there are a few observations. I don't want to read all of it. Like, you can read it if you want to. I'll provide the link. But to summarize, the police is asking people not to disturb the bear, which sounds like a clever piece of advice. So let's continue from this part where it says liker ikke folk. Bjørn ikke så glad I kontakt med folk. Bears are not... Å være glad I is to like, so they don't like contact with people. You could say bjørner ikke så glad I kontakt med folk, as in bears don't like being in contact with people, but here we're referring to like just the bear as a species, and sometimes in Norwegian we can just say bjørn ikke så glad I kontakt med folk, like the species bear, and you could do this with, for example, ulv et problem for norske sauebønder. Wolf is a problem for Norwegian sheep farmers. Because we're talking about wolf as a species, we just use the singular, and this is the case with this sentence. Bjørn ikke så glad I kontakt med folk. Men det hender at de roter seg bort I områder med hus og veier. Men det hender. But it happens. Og hende is to happen. So det hender means that occasionally it happens. At de roter seg bort. That they... Å rote seg bort is to like end up somewhere without really intending to end up there. So they find their way somewhere that they're not supposed to go. I områder med hus og veier. In areas with houses and roads. Det sjeldent at bjørn blir observert I bynære områder slik som denne. Det sjeldent, it is rare, okay? At bjørn blir observert, that bears are observed. Again, we use the singular form of bear here because we are referring to and talking about bear as a species I bynære områder, in city near areas. Bynær means something that is close to the city. Slik som denne. Slik som dette, like this. Slik som denne, like this. But denne refers to the bear, which is hannkjønn, and so it is referred to as denne. while as like an abstract thing would be dette, and also an interkjønn word would be dette. Okay? They go on to say that the bear might be between 5 and 8 years old. He looks kind of youthful, but he might be closer to 8 years old than 5. Kroppsspråket og uttrykket, the body language and the expression, den signaliserer. It signalizes med øyne og ører, with eyes and ears, er tydelig overraskelse, is clear surprise. Tydelig is when something is clear and there's no doubt, okay? Jeg tolker at den sier. I interpret that it says, oi, her var det jo et menneske. Oi, a sound of surprise. As you may have noticed in Norwegian, we say oi a lot when we're surprised. Her var det jo et menneske. Here, there was a human. And the word jo is used in this context as a filler words. It just means, I guess there was a human here. In actuality, in reality, it's like a realization. Det var jo et menneske her. So it's used to add a nuance of realization or surprise. Okay? Her var det jo et menneske. Den helt klart var for mennesker, sier Aspon. It is helt klart, clearly, or completely, clearly, evidently, var for mennesker. Var for mennesker means wary of people. So this researcher, he says that the bear is probably not a danger to people. Forskeren mener bjørnen ikke utgjør noen fare for folk. The researcher mener, og mene is a word that kind of sounds like to mean, but what it really means, pun not intended, what it really means is to hold an opinion. Jeg mener at means I think that, or I hold the opinion that, okay? Så forskeren mener bjørnen ikke utgjør noen fare for folk. The researcher, it's his opinion, or her opinion, that the bear does not pose a threat or a danger to people. Men dersom den føler seg truet, eller presses inn i et hjørne, dersom is a synonym for hvis, so it just means if, den føler seg truet, it feels threatened. Å føle seg truet is to feel threatened. Eller presses inn i et hjørne. Or is pressured or like kind of like pushed into a corner. Et hjørne. Kan den bli irritert og gå til angrep? It may become irritated or annoyed and attack. To attack in Norwegian is å angripe. So, å gå til angrep, literally translated is to go to attack, and it means to attack, but it's just another way of saying that. And so the journalist here asks this researcher, hva skal man gjøre hvis man møter bjørnen? What are you supposed to do if you meet the bear? What shall one do if one meets the bear? And then the researcher answers and he says, signaliser at du et menneske. Signaliser is the imperative form of å signalisere. At du et menneske, that you are a human. So signalize, or try to show that you are a human. Et godt råd å synge, svarer han. A good advice is to sing, he answers. So this researcher says that one way to show the bear that you are human is you can sing, in which case the bear will be like, I haven't heard any other creature sing, so it must be a human. And his favorite is Bjørnen sover, which is a kid's song about a sleeping bear. I don't know what other professional advice is out there for meeting bears. This is just what comes up in this article for this specific bear in this region, so I don't know what the professional advice would be. So I guess it's only right for us to learn this song in case we meet a bear. Also, I'm not saying you should do this because I'm not a bear professional, but according to this article, I guess this song kind of works, so again, don't take my advice for it. Just, you know, learn the song. Okay, so I guess we should get the guitar. Okay, kanskje vi skal stemme gitaren litt. So, my memory card was full. This is another day, but we're gonna learn the song, okay? So, the first line of the song is Bjørnen sover, bjørnen sover I sitt lune hi. The bear is sleeping in his or her or their cozy den, okay? So, he is den. And å gå I hi means to hibernate. So they're connected, but at hi is where a bear would be sleeping, you know? So it goes like this. Bjørnen sover I sitt lune hi. Okay? Bjørnen sover I sitt lune hi. Okay? Second line. Den ikke farlig. It is not dangerous. Bare man går varlig. If only you or one, this pronoun man again, går varlig, goes carefully. Varlig is not really a word we use a lot. I'd say like varsomt is more commonly used and it means carefully. But in this song they use the word varlig. So varlig, varsomt is kind of in the same category there. Den ikke farlig, bare man går varlig. Okay? It goes like this. Den ikke farlig, bare man går varlig. Okay? It is not dangerous as long as you're careful, okay? Den ikke farlig, bare man går varlig. Okay? And then the last phrase is men man kan jo aldri være trygg. But you can never be safe. And this word you in the first part of that first phrase, it's just put there to give a nuance of like a realization. So I guess in reality, you can actually never be safe. And so that word you just puts a little nuance of that. So, men man kan jo aldri være trygg. And that is on the melody of that first part of the song. So, men man kan jo aldri være trygg. Okay? Men man kan jo aldri være trygg. So there we have the whole song. Bjørnen sover I sitt lune hi. Den ikke farlig, bare man går varlig. Men man kan jo aldri være trygg. Very easy. And again, if you do meet a bear, I don't know if this song is the best song to sing, or if you should sing, leave that to the experts, but that's the song. And funnily enough, like, when I was a kid, we would, like, have a game that goes along with this song, so there would be one person in the middle of a circle, and that person would be the bear, and they'd go like this, as if they were sleeping, and then the other people would circle around the bear, walking like this, singing the song. And then at the very end, they'd go, men man kan jo aldri være trygg. At that point, the bear would wake and chase the people and try to catch one of the kids walking around in the circle, because everyone would disperse. And then the one that got caught became the bear for the next round, and it's like a game of eternity like that. So it's quite fun. Yeah. I've never seen a bear in Norway. I don't think most people have. Yeah, they're kind of scary. Anyways, hope you have a good day and see you. Bye!